If you don't control your morning, you will lose control of your entire life. Most people wake up just in time to chase the clock. Stressed, rushed already behind before the day even begins. But the few who rise before the world wakes. They move differently. They think sharper. They win silently. Waking up early isn't just a habit. It's a weapon. It's the tool that puts your peace, your power, and your purpose back into your own hands. Because every day you fail to master your morning life will master you. Now ask yourself, will you keep sleeping on your destiny, or will you rise and take command of it? In just a few moments, you'll discover how waking up early can reshape your mindset, boost your focus, and unlock unstoppable discipline. If you want me to share a full morning blueprint to help you dominate your day, drop a 9 in the comments and make sure to subscribe so you never miss the strategies that will change your life. First, getting up early spells out your mission. Rising before the sun is only one of many reasons to get up early. A claim to control of the day has been made by you. During these holy hours of silence, when everyone else is asleep, you have a power that very few know how to use. Doing this regularly is not enough. You are the master of your own fate, according to this philosophy of success. First thing in the morning, you have clarity, which is invaluable. You can hear your inner voice when there is silence and no outside noise or disruptions. During this rare moment of calm, your mission shines through. Clearly, it's as if the world is nagging you to tune in. Find out what's important and pursue it with determination. Benjamin Franklin, a member of the American founding family. Mr. Franklin built an organized and purposeful life for himself. Every morning, he would question himself, "What good will I do today? I wonder what good I did all day when I get home." He helped mold both his character and the society he helped construct. With these basic questions considered in his early hours on your path to success, you too may ask yourself profound questions. Questions that help you focus your ideas and objectives. You may construct your philosophy in the morning. This is where you mold your thoughts. Here, you learn to control your emotions. This is where you create your vision. Like the great Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius, who started each day with contemplation and meditation, you are building your life's empire on a solid moral and intellectual foundation. No man could ever expect to rule the world, according to Marcus Aurelius. When you get up early, you have the day to think, plan right, and study without interruptions. You won't be yanked by any demands. These are the times when brilliance shows itself. Here is when your aspirations become strategies, and your strategies become determined action. Be honest with me. Those who don't get enough sleep during these hours are more likely to start the day unprepared, distracted, and driven by luck rather than deliberate planning. You, on the other hand, know better than to leave your life to chance. It is too precious. You rise before the sun driven by purpose rather than duty, and it is the deciding factor. Consider Leonardo da Vinci, whose notebooks are brimming with ideas, inventions, and original thought. Like the sun, his mind was full of questions and wonder as he awoke with the dawn. The laws of motion were really discovered by Isaac Newton when he was alone in his thoughts, rather than in a packed lecture hall. Their brilliance was deliberate. It flourished in seclusion, nurtured during the hours that were mostly disregarded. Consistently, getting up at the crack of dawn is the foundation of more than just a habit. A legacy is being built by you. A brick in the cathedral of your character is laid every time you view a sunrise or capture a calm moment. This is more than just getting ready for the day. Get ready for the ride of your life. Spend these hours getting in touch with your life's mission. Jot down your objectives. Review your principles. Immerse yourself in a thought-provoking book. Ask yourself, am I evolving into the person I aspire to be? As you sit quietly, transform your morning routine into a spiritual act, promising yourself that today will be a meaningful day. Everything around you is trying to drag you into the madness, the loudness, and the haste. You can weather any storm with the serenity and clarity you bring to your mornings when you've mastered them. You are a visionary leader. You take decisive action. You have a purposeful life. Therefore, do not dally when the alarm goes off tomorrow and every morning after that. Stand up. In the stillness of the morning, know that you are not traveling alone. Like Franklin, Aurelius, Da Vinci, and Newton, you are on a similar journey. Even before the world opens its eyes, you are laying the groundwork for your own future. A new day is upon you. Grasp it. Getting up early fosters self-control and achievement. You can't move from where you want to be to where you are now without discipline. Unseen and underappreciated, it is the mastermind behind every victory. And the early morning is the best time to practice self-control. One makes a choice that most people will not make when they get up before the sun's first golden light. You reject convenience in favor of pain. Chaos is not an option. Clarity is, instead of being passive, you choose to be active. You are awakening more than just your body at that time. You are awakening your willpower. Disciplined life is built around this deed, which is both simple and deep. If you want to become unbeatable, you need to master yourself, and getting up early is a great first step in that direction. Consider Alexander Hamilton, a guy doomed to influence a country while being born into obscurity. He did not get to the top because of his luxury, but rather because of his dogged perseverance. He got up early and dedicated himself to reading, writing, and visionary pursuits. A destitute orphan became a founding father thanks to his self-control. Catherine the Great, who meticulously oversaw her personal habits in addition to her realm. It was not by chance that she rose to power. Its construction required methodical planning, rigorous self-restraint, and resolute determination. Every day is a fresh start for inner order, and she knew that this was the foundation of good leadership. You communicate with your subconscious when you rise with determination. It is all on me. Instead of responding to life, you start each day by making a statement. A strong and consistent pattern of behavior may be established by this first decision, which reverberates throughout the day. Your early rise, like a diligent warrior, honing his sword at first light, sharpens your concentration. You mentally become ready for the difficulties that lie ahead. You keep in mind that achievement is not accidental, but rather built up via deliberate action. Rather than being an action discipline, is a way of life. Everything about your morning routine, from what you eat to how you talk to your thoughts, reflects it. Discipline permeates your whole being when you make getting up early a habit. Early in the morning, sculptor Antonio Canova would sit alone and follow his vision as he chiseled away at his work. Consistent, purposeful work, rather than sudden flashes of inspiration, was the source of his greatest works. Perhaps yours can as well. On the other hand, think of Mary Wollstonecraft, whose works were essential in establishing equal rights for women. Her mornings were never dull. Rather, They were jam-packed with research, planning, and action. Through self-discipline, she defied societal norms and changed the world as we know it. Getting out of bed every morning is like practicing for a game of chess. You strengthen the muscle of discipline every time you wake with purpose, rather than giving in to the pull of comfort. The formation of this habit lays the groundwork for the realization of your ambitions. Allow others to miss out on their chance. Others may wait for inspiration. It is not necessary to seek approval from others before embarking on your adventure. To rise, all you need is discipline. I hear you wondering, what if I'm not in the mood? Comprehend this. When it comes to discipline, emotion has no place. Whenever it is convenient, it does not delay. More so when things become tough. The times you fall flat on your face but get back up again are the ones that shape who you are. Your potential is guarded by your discipline. Objectives stay out of reach in its absence. It makes the unthinkable happen, and that discipline is honed every day in the quiet of the morning. Make the most of these hours by working and growing. Make time to read the things that motivate you. Be specific in your writing. Take stock of your moorings. Get yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually ready. Use the morning as a trial run. Keep in mind that exceptional people are not only gifted, they manage to stay on task. When everyone else is sleeping, they get up. When others stall, they step in. When others are hesitant, they leap in. Therefore, tomorrow, when everything is calm, allow yourself to be guided by discipline and companioned by the silence. A new day is an opportunity to shape your future, because you're not just awake in the wee hours of the morning. You are a living, breathing, unstoppable force that rises early every day to maximize output. You get more out of getting up early than just additional time in the day. Your power is amplified. While everyone else is asleep, you may achieve a level of concentration and clarity that is unsurpassed in these early holy minutes of the day. Builders, poets, architects, and leaders, this is your hour. Here is your chance to shine unadulterated and unstoppable. Every morning is like staring at a blank canvas. Choose your own hues. The paintbrush symbolizes your purpose. Your fate is written in the picture. There is complete silence. No one is making any demands, and no one is in a haste. Nothing except empty space. A place to build, room to contemplate, room to carry out. When you get up early, you take charge. Nothing is happening in response to you. It is being made by you. Your attitude and level of productivity throughout the day are set by your first thoughts, activities, and behaviors. Using this momentum to your advantage will allow you to start stacking successes even before the world notices. In order to understand Pascal's contributions to mathematics, physics, invention, and philosophy, it is necessary to revisit his life, not in a mad dash of action, but in the quiet contemplation of first thing in the morning, were his deepest ideas born. He realized that when his thoughts were free and uncluttered by the day's events, his best ideas would come to him. Or think of Anne Bradstreet, who was the first colonial American poet to have her work published. Early in the morning, before anybody in the house woke up, she wrote her poetry by candlelight. Despite her busy schedule, she managed to carve out this time to write words that will last forever. Her efficiency was not innate. That was up to you. Those that achieve the greatest levels of success never leave their output to chance. This is something that they create. It all starts with the design in the morning. Your mental faculties will be at their best at these times, quick, nimble, and open. It is proven by experience, albeit confirmed by science. You know what it's like to have a head start. You feel energized, focused, and accomplished. Your resolve remains unbroken first thing in the morning. You feel energized and have a clear head. Herein lies your competitive edge. Put it to use by completing the activities that will have the most impact. Avoid squandering these precious hours on pointless pursuits. Build with them. Abolitionist and former slave Oloda Equiano would spend his mornings writing, reflecting, and organizing his ideas. The laws, hearts, and history were all impacted by his memoirs. He wasted no time in seizing opportunities. Thanks to the morning, he succeeded. You may fund your aspirations with every early hour you dedicate to purpose. Those deposits add up. Little by little, development continues. Over time, days turn into weeks, and weeks become momentum. Not in sudden dramatic jumps, but with steady, concentrated work. Every day, your life starts to change. This is not a world championship race. Compared to your old self, you are running faster. Plus, you get a jump start every morning. This is the road that successful creators, producers, and achievers take. Doing more is not the definition of productivity. Performing at your best when it counts the most is the key. Plus, there's no better way to start the day than with a clear goal in mind. During these hours, you may ponder, plan, develop, and write. Design systems that work for you. Sharpen your abilities. Get the foundational work done before interruptions ever come. Knocking. Seize the tranquility. Welcome to your haven. Let other people get their days started with chaos and haste. In contrast, you begin each day with precision, dedication, and artistry. You take charge of your life when you master your mornings. The next day, when night falls and the air is heavy with stillness, take a deep breath and let it be a purposeful one. Make progress with your initial move. Use strong brush strokes to paint your canvas and see your output grow steadily as the sun goes up. Doing things is not enough for you. What you have in mind is moving forward. It starts first thing in the morning. Exactly. 4. Establishing a routine. First thing in the morning helps develop resilience and strength. Getting up early isn't the only purpose of the morning. The key is to stand firm. Resilience, strength, and progress. Rather than ease, softness, and stagnation are your choices every time you rise before the world. The indomitable spirit, unyielding resolve, and disciplined soul are honed by the practice of rising early. Being resilient does not occur when you are comfortable. It cannot be discovered in tranquility or comfort. It is shaped by persistently facing adversity. Just weigh. Iron is transformed in a fire. The comforting embrace of your bed, the enticing pull of sleep, and the simple way to put off your mission are the greatest everyday challenges. You get up bright and early every morning. You are uttering a strong proclamation. Excuses can't hold me back. Comfort zones don't define me. Make that decision, and it will be your day's first triumph. The first step toward future success. Keep in mind that young Booker T. Washington had to travel miles before the sun came up just so he could go to school. He didn't sit around and hope that others would console him. Consistently rising before the light, he saw that his strength was being shaped by the trials he endured. You already possess that same spirit, and all it takes is a call to wake it up at dawn. The early rise of Abigail Adams, leader and wife of John Adams, was for more than just providing for her family. It was also a time for research, writing, and contemplation. Her knowledge and strength became pillars at a time of conflict and uncertainty. Why? Because she conditioned herself to face adversity head-on, rather than running away. The allure of remaining in bed extends beyond mere physicality. A sign it is. It stands for all the conveniences that slow progress. There is no hesitancy that prevents advancement. Everything that holds you back, every fear. Plus, you'll know you're capable of overcoming temptation when you beat it, even if it's just once. In times like this, resilience is crafted piece by piece. Whenever you're exhausted, but force yourself to get out of bed. Nevertheless, the feeling of uncertainty that compels you to take action anyhow. Despite your fears, you take action. The wee hours of the morning are the ideal time for this metamorphosis to take place. During this time, you will face tests from inside rather than from outside forces, and that examination is holy. Because if you can win the first fight of the day via training, you will be more equipped to face every other challenge that comes your way. To be resilient is to do more than just recover quickly. The key is to keep going even when things become tough. Mental fortitude is shown when one begins each day by venturing out into the cold silence and uncertainty. Bertolt Thorvaldsen, a sculptor whose dedication to his craft started in the quiet of the morning. Inspiring thoughts didn't linger with him. Time and again, he stood resolutely before the stone. Life, like stone, may be tough at times. However, if you are resilient, you will not break. Carefully, you hone this instrument in the mornings. Try something challenging. Find a quiet place to reflect. Face your worries by writing them down. When your body starts to complain, move it. Do some reading that will make you think. Your determination is strengthened by these tiny repeated efforts. Some people could choose for the cushion. Someone else could hit the snooze button. On the other hand, you are unique. Achieving greatness is not a given, and you understand that. The darkness, the stillness, and the unseen decisions made before dawn are where it is won, and you start to change when you routinely choose the higher road, the tougher route, or the earlier hour. When you take charge of your life, you no longer let it rule you. You use strategy when faced with obstacles. You have developed an indomitable spirit that allows you to remain composed in the face of hardship. Keep in mind that the second your eyes open and the bed calls your name tomorrow is your test. If you can pass it, you'll be well prepared to face the day. If it's not done well, everything seems heavier. However, the decision is ultimately up to you. Stand up. Embrace the unease. Embrace self-control. As you rise with each new day, realize that you are strengthening your will to become unbreakable. One who manages to stay put. Someone who takes charge. Resilience is something you're cultivating consciously rather than by chance. It all starts with the break of morning. Rising early fosters an optimistic frame of mind. An early morning routine is more than just a habit. This is a rebirth ceremony. A gift is bestowed upon you every morning when the first rays of light break the clouds. Brand new start. A blank canvas. An opportunity to shape the course of your day. And when you get up early with a purpose, you dictate the course of your day. A new day begins with each dawn as if beckoned by the cosmos. It is in the quiet of the morning, before the bustle of the day begins to distract you, that you are bestowed the ability to mold your outlook. You have the unique chance to choose your emotions, reactions, and life path before anybody else has a voice in the matter. In these precious moments, hope is sown. Gratitude flourishes in this space. Now things start to make sense. Your thoughts are attuned to the frequency of potential at this moment. Consider Florence Nightingale, who would start each day with deep reflection and determination. There was a lot of anarchy and misery in the war-torn hospitals where she worked, but she offered order and optimism. Even if she couldn't change the world, she could influence her daily approach by reflecting on her dreams and goals in the morning. The famous botanist Carl Linnaeus, on the other hand, awoke with the dawn to record his observations of nature and revel in his discoveries. Because of his optimistic outlook and capacity for astonishment, he turned scientific observation into a lifelong hobby. You can't just think of the morning as a time, a mentality. The choice to start with optimism, live with awareness, and lead with serenity is at the heart of it. When you make the conscious decision to get up early, you control that mentality. You are available during these hours. Feel free to jot down your ideas. Be thankful for what you have, and imagine what else is possible. Go ahead and connect with your best self by meditating, praying, and taking deep breaths. Declare positive affirmations that uplift your soul. My concentration is unwavering. I can do it. Thanks a lot. As a result, I am maturing into my destiny. This is hardly a lavish affair. This is the first step. Gratitude is the foundation of an unshakable mentality. A spirit that is optimistic at heart is one that is fearless in the face of adversity. Whoever chooses brightness first thing in the morning will be a lighthouse for the rest of the day. The way you begin dictates how you end up doing things. When the day starts out in disarray, it just gets worse. The day flows when you start with quiet. The person who gets up early does not happen by chance. They go headfirst into it with conviction, purpose, and strength. Embrace the morning ritual as your rock. Make time for introspection, self-compassion, and re-establishing a connection to your core beliefs and long-term goals. Consistency is all that is required, not hours. Take a little moment to be grateful. Deep breathing exercises for 10 minutes. Inspiring prose in a few pages. Such deeds are not insignificant. They have a profound impact. This is more than just waking up your body. Spirit is reawakening inside you. And when the soul is alert, there is no place for resentment or whining. In the face of adversity, you find a way forward, and you find wisdom in every setback. Wake up and dive headlong into the world's demands. Let others wake up slowly. However, you start your day with a sense of balance. With determination, you set off. And that distinction will reverberate through all of your interactions, choices, and experiences. As the rest of the world slumbers into the morning, get up light. A candle, crack open a diary, and go outdoors to enjoy the first breath of fresh air. Make a heartfelt statement to yourself. Please consider 3 things for which you are thankful. Focus on developing yourself, not worrying, and on helping others, not just yourself. To have a happy outlook on life, you need not require ideal circumstances. All you need is a genuine desire and regular effort. People will react differently to you if you start each day with this attitude. Your work is more fluid. All of your worries are lifted. Why? Simply said, you are unique. You have made the decision to begin on a strong note, to take charge of your own life before you can expect others to do the same, to shine a light before you confront the shadows. And by doing so, you really exemplify the spirit of optimism. Not only does getting up early increase productivity and discipline, but it also gives you the opportunity to select your attitude for the day. By embracing optimism, you become a beacon that uplifts not just yourself, but also everyone around you. Embrace the morning with gratitude, strength, and purpose, and shine your light brightly in everything that you do. Sixth, getting up early encourages a lifelong love of study. Being a lifelong student is more than just a virtue. The foundation of progress rests on it. No one ever got to the top of their field without constantly challenging themselves intellectually, expanding their knowledge base, and eating brain food. The wee hours of the morning are ideal for this holy endeavor. Your mind is like a sponge, ready to absorb, reflect, and grow when the environment is calm and dyads are at rest. When one is calm and at peace, their minds are at their most responsive and vibrant. You are invited to develop with each new sunrise. Your invincibility will be yours the moment you consistently accept that offer. Your mornings spent studying are about more than just knowledge acquisition. You are shaping the character of an exemplary leader. Through practice, you may improve the clarity of your thinking, the soundness of your judgments, and the breadth of your viewpoint. This endeavor will not be short-lived. Embracing your progress requires a daily commitment. I will be straightforward. Those who value their intellect highly are more likely to achieve greatness. They study with the intention of developing themselves, not only benefiting themselves. Their diary serves as a tool for both documentation and comprehension. Their reflection serves as a means of both remembering and awakening insight. Even though he started every day by studying alone, Galileo Galilei had the guts to challenge the conventional wisdom of his day. He would spend his mornings fostering the mind that might one day control the stars. He skipped over the perfect storm. They were born out of his daily practice of diligent inquiry. The insatiable need for knowledge of Sor Juana Inés de la Cruz transcended the limitations of her day. She defied her time's presumptions via reading, writing, and contemplation in the stillness of morning. Her creativity flourished from the ground up, and the early hours were her haven for study. You sow the seeds of greatness when you get up early and spend that time reading influential literature, writing down your thoughts, or meditating on your experiences. A career-altering plan may be hatched from a single quietly read concept. A single thought written down in a notebook has the potential to be a beacon of hope. In the darkest of times, mental and physical fitness go hand in hand. When not used, it wilts. Training it every day, nevertheless, makes it quick, nimble, and sure of itself. And you should train it first thing in the morning before the demands of the day begin to muddle your mind and distract you. May your morning serve as a teaching moment, your workspace as an opportunity for growth, and your diary as a constant companion on your path. Reading is a great way to stimulate and improve your brain power. Writing helps you find new ideas and arrange existing ones. Take stock of what has transpired and what needs to transpire. Education is for all ages, not just kids. It is what the astute do. The capacity to develop is inherent in every living being, and when you focus first thing in the morning on that development, you'll start each day on the path to mastery. Envision. Johann Sebastian Bach, who spent his mornings creating music and experimenting with different sounds, taking notes on everything he heard. He didn't only have natural skill, he cultivated it with hours of focused morning practice. Even you are not constrained by your circumstances. Whatever it is that you decide to construct gives you power. Repetition will not provide you comfort. Aim for growth. Seek out reading material that presents you with difficulties. Jot down what makes you unique. Challenge the things that limit you. Learning. First thing in the morning is all about this. In doing so, you hone your skills, expand your knowledge, and bring your thoughts into harmony with your purpose. May you find solace in your studies when the sun rises. Turn it on and let it shine a light on your book, your notebook, and all the places in your mind where you have unrealized potential. Make getting out of bed every day a part of your self-improvement routine, a new chapter in your story of personal growth. Great historical figures did more than just respond to events. They really comprehended them. Quiet hours spent seeking information gave birth to that wisdom. Yours will also be. Every morning before the hustle and bustle of the world starts, make this promise to yourself. Achieving personal growth is within my reach. Count me in for some reading. Okay, I'll get down to the work. Let me consider. By doing so, I will transcend my current state and become an improved version of myself. For the wise, it is the way. That is the road that the powerful take. The successful follow that road. Counting 7. Getting up early boosts confidence. Being confident does not come from daydreaming. It is not something that others give you or that you are born with. Building it up requires constant effort, steadfast dedication, and self-control. And your choice to get up early every day in search of a better version of yourself is the most powerful action you can do and the most persuasive evidence you can find. You are communicating with your inner self every morning when you rise while everyone else is still asleep. To take action, I have faith in myself. I am confident enough in my objectives to start again. With each choice you make, you build indisputable and subjective proof that you deserve the life you want for yourself. Having faith in oneself does not occur by doing nothing. It is derived from motion. Intentionally rising each morning builds your inner reserve of confidence. You start to have faith in yourself, and not only in theory, you have shown your commitment via your deeds. Consider the famous experimentalist Michael Faraday, who would go straight to his lab at the crack of dawn every day. His success was not dependent on flashy displays or widespread acclaim. The hours of unseen effort he put in, turning up regularly, gaining momentum, and honing his skill gave him confidence in his abilities. Another example is the composer and pianist Fanny Mendelssohn, who would get up before the sun came up and rehearse. Her genius did not come naturally. It took consistent effort every day to earn it. The calm confidence that came from knowing she had returned to her game was more important than any praise she may have received. There is more than just mental training that benefits from getting up early and making the most of those precious hours. You nurture your soul. Additionally, the uncertainties start to fade as time goes on. A fading of the inquiries occurs, because what you do determines the outcome. Can I change into the person I want to be? That question is moot. Now, you are evolving with each passing day. Gradually, via self-control, you prepare yourself for success by training before the sun rises, just like an athlete. Not by coercion, but by repetition, you are establishing the groundwork for conviction. This fact needs time to sink in. Being confident is not a process that takes time. Something you construct. You may use your morning ritual as a guide. Getting up early is a little promise maintained, a solemn vow to accept nothing less than the best. I will not compromise my mission. Life is something I am going to own. What else can you do but start to believe when you repeatedly keep your word to yourself? You should not discount the significance of this low-key practice. Perhaps no one will notice. Upon waking up before the sun comes up, you won't hear any blaring trumpets. However, your knowledge is what changes who you are. You transform from a person who waits to someone who takes the lead. Your identity shifts from that of a hopeful person to that of an actor. Your identity shifts from that of a dreamer to that of a doer, a nomad to a warrior with the passage of each dawn. Make a holy statement every morning. Hard work does not frighten me. Being alone does not scare me. When most people shrink back, I charge right in. I think that my actions, rather than my wishes, determine my destiny. Just like the sun rising, your belief will also rise. You get out of bed and into a more profound understanding of your own power. You start to act in a new way. Your speech takes on an air of assurance. Your life takes on the confidence of someone who knows their own way. Belief in yourself is not bolstered by miraculous discoveries, but by consistently living according to your principles. Consistently working toward your greatest potential is where it is attained. Not in monumental occasions. Do what's important, get up early, and show up. And see how your faith in yourself becomes stronger by the day. I do not wait for permission. I am a self-made man. I am a quietly powerful man. This is my route. By taking action, I demonstrate my value. Please let this morning and each morning after it to serve as proof of your competence, value, and preparedness. The proof is in the facts. Let it fuel your faith so that you may accomplish your life's purpose. Getting up early promotes flexibility. There is no straight path through life, a river full of twists and turns and unexpected currents. It is difficult to forecast where it will go, rather of fighting change. Successful people learn to gracefully and resolutely trim their sails. You can't find a more ideal setting to hone your flexibility skills than sunrise. The moment you open your eyes in the morning, before anybody else opens theirs, you enter a realm of possibility, one that is neither occupied nor overrun by responsibilities nor disorder. Here you can take charge of your day rather than letting it control you. Instead of becoming the sculpture, you become the sculptor. Doing this every day will help you face change, not with panic, but with an open mind and an abundance of creative ideas. Flexibility is more than just a reaction, a mentality. Maintaining stability in the face of changing winds is what it's all about. It can be taught just like any other admirable trait. Getting up early gives you the unique opportunity to train for mental and emotional agility. Two skills you'll need to succeed in a dynamic and unpredictable environment. In order to navigate uncharted territories, interact with other cultures, and learn about new economic systems, the great Malik ruler Mansa Musa needed not only vision, but also the capacity to adapt. The unknown did not frighten him. He showcased his leadership abilities on that platform. And that leadership was shaped by times of strategic quiet reflection, perhaps in the early calm before his court awoke. Another example is Clara Barton, who established the American Red Cross and bravely confronted the unpredictability and mayhem of disaster zones and war zones. It was not a natural talent of hers to coordinate relief operations and provide solace to the bereaved. It emerged from a state of adaptation and resilience. Even if everything around her was shaking, her unfaltering morning discipline kept her rooted, allowing her to adjust. Getting up early every day is like getting a dress rehearsal for the real thing. What the day brings is completely unpredictable. Life may be easy on. Sometimes, people will always find a way to test you. You send a message to life when you greet the morning on your own terms, calm, focused, and ready. I will remain on track. I shall adapt, not crumble. I am determined to adjust and succeed. First thing in the morning, give yourself a self-check. What should be changed? How can we change our plans? Describe the vibe you're going for today. How then can you make good use of it? Asking yourself these questions on a daily basis can help you become more self-aware. Furthermore, flexibility sprouts from the germ of self-awareness. Being adaptable does not make one weak. Intelligent strength is like wind-bending, unbreakable bamboo. You have the ability to stay there even while you pivot. You may hone this power in solitude first thing in the morning before the world presses in on you to change your plans, your priorities, and your objectives. During these hours, you may reflect, change your strategy, and become ready. You are taking your time. You have chosen to reply. Response over reaction is really powerful. The early riser takes charge of their day rather than being a victim of it. You should not fear change. Here is your biggest chance. You can always tell whether you're ready or not by how your life reacts to sudden changes. You have the opportunity to get ready every morning when you get up. Permit your morning ritual to be a malleable framework. Keep doing what works for you. Exercise, writing, reading, and movement. But be open to making adjustments. You may need quiet on occasion. Some people speed. Occasionally, you could find yourself engaging in profound contemplation. First thing in the morning, quickly respond. Everyone else. The secret is not inflexibility, but purposeful movement. Allow yourself to be receptive to fresh ideas, approaches, and possibilities as you begin your day. Embrace the lesson that no plan is ever complete and that no problem is ever solved. Allow it to serve as a reminder that your true power lies not in your intransigence, but in your ability to adapt and grow. When you change, you become better. You grow up with every strategic change you make that doesn't compromise your ultimate goal. Additionally, you approach each day with this frame of mind. By doing so, you strengthen your capacity to prosper in a dynamic and unpredictable environment. Adaptable people will own the future. They are crafted first thing in the morning. As the sky lightens tomorrow, get up, relax, and inhale deeply. Embrace the unknown with assurance. Take a different position. Work on your target. Remember that your capacity to change with the times is your biggest asset and the key to your success. Starting your day early may do wonders for your connections. Achieving success is usually not done alone. A web of personal and professional ties based on purpose rather than convenience underpins every remarkable achievement. And getting up early, when you're calm, open, and thinking about what's really important to you, is one of the best ways to cultivate these connections. The first moments of the day are holy because they are free of noise and confusion. During these hours, you may have the uncommon chance to think about your relationships as well as your ambitions. Who should you reach out to today? To whom are you grateful? Have you been putting off having that tough talk with someone? You may think about these questions with grace and wisdom. In the morning, despite facing tremendous hardship, Frederick Douglass made time throughout his day for reading, writing, and contemplation. He gained authority via his conversation. The hearts of mankind were affected by his words. However, those statements did not come out of thin air. They came into being in the stillness of the morning after much contemplation and planning. Another example is Elizabeth Barrett Browning, who as a morning ritual wrote poems and letters that changed the lives of many people. In the quiet before the world beckoned, her expressions of compassion, understanding, and insight were honed. Having sincere conversations first thing in the morning enriched her personal and professional ties. You offer yourself the gift of time to gather your emotional energy by waking up early. You have the option to lead with consideration instead of reacting all day long. Motivating a coworker, thanking a business associate, or seeing a friend might all be on your to-do list. These are not frivolous acts. These are the cornerstones. Your network of connections will be the backbone of your success. Early mornings are the perfect time to intentionally, regularly, and meaningfully reinforce each thread. Take this opportunity to compose a heartfelt letter of encouragement, reflect on a recent act of kindness or practice, a more composed and considerate reaction to a miscommunication. Doing so teaches you to lead with compassion rather than pride, and it is from that foundation that all relationships grow. Aside from being more productive, the early riser is also more present, and the most precious and unique gift you can give to a relationship is just being there. One way to boost someone's spirits is to provide them your entire unwavering attention. Your ability to make others feel noticed is very remarkable. What you say has a lasting impact on others. Make every morning a time to interact with others. Identify someone in your life who may use some positive reinforcement. To what extent am I able to unite? Today, how can I be the most generous person I can be? Your interactions go from being unintentional to purposeful. When you start your day with these questions, give yourself time to think. Document your encounters in a journal. Notice trends. Examine your level of authenticity and identify any areas where you may be holding back. The purpose of morning contemplation is to align oneself, not to criticize oneself. You may approach each connection with more authenticity, modesty, and presence when you do this. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, whose daily routine included writing letters and engaging in introspective thinking, to broaden his mind and strengthen his relationships, he would spend his early hours penning letters and recording observations. These hallowed hours may also help you build relationships that are stronger and more meaningful. Connectors, not dominators, are the most effective leaders, and purpose is the first step in connecting. When you take charge of your inner life before venturing out into the world, you bring your A-game to every interaction. If you want to respond instead of react, listen instead of presume and express, instead of conceal, then getting up early in the morning is your opportunity. Plus, when you do it often, you'll develop stronger bonds, expand your circle of influence, and attract supportive connections into your life. The next time you get up before the sun, be sure to give some thought to the people who are important to you. Consider the relationships you must foster, the messages you must convey, and the affection you must demonstrate. Do it gracefully with purpose before the world swoops in. The power of a well-planned morning ritual in shaping your relationships beyond that of any one act. It does more than bring about harmony. It builds emotional richness that can propel you further than any amount of self-effort ever could. When you get up early, lead with love and focus on improving your relationships, you will see a difference in the world. Getting up early encourages regular movement. Greatness is not achieved by flashes of brilliance, but through persistent effort. What matters most in shaping your life is not the occasional action you take, but rather the actions you do daily. And the best time to make this daily commitment is first thing in the morning, when everything is calm, your thoughts are fresh, and your path ahead is clear as daybreak. Getting up early and setting goals for the day helps you develop a rhythm, a personal cadence that supports your behavior, strengthens your habits, and speeds up your progress. The constant works their magic in the wee hours of the morning. You put another pebble on the road to your fate every morning when you decide to act. These are the test grounds of the commit. Being consistent isn't always flashy or interesting, but it packs a big punch. Repeated, steady handwork and concentrated effort, like that of a woodworker or stonemason, will mold your destiny. While the fruits of one's labor may not be immediately apparent, the masterwork is born out of the cumulative effort of many days and weeks. Consider the regimented life of Immanuel Kant, who would go on walks first thing in the morning and set aside certain times each day to write and think. The philosophical writings he produced as a result of his dedication to everyday discipline have influenced generations of thinkers. Reliability and structure and continuous production, rather than flashes of brilliance, sharpened his thinking. Louisa May Alcott is an inspiration because she got up early every day to write. Despite her financial hardships and sickness, her reliability during those early hours gave rise to tales that have inspired people all around the globe. Her sentences were crafted gradually, morning by morning, rather than all at once. Getting up before the sun makes it easier to overcome the obstacles that hold most people back. You start the day before any doubt may set in. You go where others don't want to go. People watch while you work. Doing so reinforces your belief in your ability and commitment to take action. Maintaining a consistent routine can help you realize your goals. When we have it, our dreams come to life, but without it, they stay just that, dreams. Gradually, line by line, brick by brick. And first thing in the morning, you have the opportunity to place each brick in peace and quiet, fully present. Reaffirm your purpose first thing in the morning. Find anything you can do, no matter how little, that will get you closer to your goal, and do it. Complete the page, read the lesson, go over the strategy, and think about how far you've come. The question becomes when, not if, this becomes your regular routine and you achieve success. While they may not seem like big problems right now, they add up to something huge in the long run. There is no pressing need for you to make dramatic changes to your life overnight. The most important thing is to seize the day, get back up, and do it once again. There is no uncertainty about the harvest for the farmer who tills the land every morning. Just as he is aware that outcomes are in the rhythm, so are your ambitions. Do your best to water and care for them on a regular basis, and you will be able to gaze up and admire the results of your labors, rather than relying on chance. Establish a holy covenant with yourself in the wee hours of the morning. I am dedicating my time to my purpose, regardless of what happens tomorrow. When I do this, the needle moves. Exactly at this moment, do I prove to myself and the world that I am more than just a dreamer. Character is shaped by consistency. It shapes one's identity, which in turn shapes one's fate. Not because his path is smooth, but because his discipline is unbreakable. An unstoppable guy becomes by acting purposefully every morning. Get up early, not just to start the day, but to start building your life. Get back up not only to survive, but to thrive. In the stillness of dawn, let your deeds become the beat of your achievement. Give other people the benefit of the doubt every once in a while. Your dedication is going to be key. Allow others to be inspired while you wait. Step 1 is to take action. Step 2 is to distinguish oneself not by force, but by consistency. Little by little, step by step, and triumph after victory. That is the way aspirations materialize. Days like this are the building blocks of amazing lives. A single decision is the starting point. Start your day early. Be consistent in your actions and keep growing. Make getting up early a priority today if you want to achieve long-term success. With every new dawn, you initiate your magnificence.